Speaking English with Ada.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English with Anna, the place where we help you speak English naturally, confidently, and without fear. I'm your teacher, Anna.
And I'm Mike. It is great to be here with you all. Anna, I've been reading the comments on our last video, and I see so many people struggling with the exact same thing I do.
Oh, and what is that one thing, Mike?
Confidence. Just the courage to actually open my mouth and speak. I feel like I study so hard, but when it's time to talk, I freeze.
That is a very common feeling, Mike. And to everyone watching right now, if you are tired of feeling stuck in your head and you want to finally unlock your real speaking potential, you have found the right home. We are building a community of fearless learners here. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Let's make this the year you finally speak fluently.
Yes, definitely join the squad. We are all learning together here. So, Anna, to build this confidence, what is the secret topic today? Is it difficult phrasal verbs or maybe advanced business vocabulary?
Actually, Mike, today we are doing something very different. We are not going to learn more rules today. Today, I want to help you unlearn a bad habit.
Unlearn? That sounds interesting. What habit do I need to break?
The habit of obsessing over grammar.
Wait, stop obsessing over grammar? But Anna, isn't grammar the foundation of the language? I thought I had to obsess over it to speak correctly.
That is the trap, Mike. That is exactly what holds so many smart students back. Today, we are going to discuss why chasing perfect grammar is actually the enemy of fluent speaking.
Wow, okay, you really have my attention now. I always thought grammar was king. If I didn't know the rule, I shouldn't speak.
Grammar is a tool, Mike, not the king. By the end of this video, you will understand why you need to let go of the strict rules to truly find your voice. Are you ready to change your mindset?
I am ready. Let's do this.
But Anna, I have to be honest with you. It is really hard to just let go. If I make a grammar mistake, I feel like everyone is judging me. I feel like they are thinking, oh, poor Mike, his English is terrible. That is why I obsess over it. I don't want to look stupid.
I understand that fear completely, Mike. It is a very human feeling. We all want to present the best version of ourselves. But that fear leads you straight into what I call the perfection trap.
The perfection trap? It sounds like a bad horror movie. What exactly is it?
It is a mental state where your desire to be perfect actually destroys your ability to speak at all. It is when you value correctness more than connection. Let me ask you, when you're in a conversation and you want to say something, what happens in your brain before you speak?
Chaos. Absolute chaos. I start analyzing the sentence structure like I'm taking an exam. I think, wait, is this present perfect or past simple? Should I say, I saw him or I have seen him? And I go back and forth, checking the rule book in my mind.
Exactly. You become an editor, not a speaker. You're proofreading your own speech in real time. And while you're busy editing that sentence in your head, what's happening in the real world?
The conversation keeps moving. The other person is still talking or the topic has changed. By the time I figure out the right verb tense, the moment is gone. I missed my chance to say it.
Precisely. This is the cost of the perfection trap. You wanted to be perfect, so you stayed silent to check your grammar. But because you stayed silent, you didn't participate. You became invisible.
Ouch, that hits hard. Being invisible is definitely worse than making a small mistake. So basically, I'm trading connection for correctness.
Yes, the perfection trap convinces you that silence is better than a mistake. It tells you, if you can't say it perfectly, don't say it at all. But that is a lie, Mike. Silence builds a wall between you and other people. A broken sentence with bad grammar is always better than no sentence at all.
I never thought about it like that. I act like I have a strict teacher living in my brain, holding a red pen ready to mark my speech F for fail.
You need to fire that teacher, Mike. In real life, there are no red pens. There's only understanding. When you obsess over perfection, you're focusing on yourself, how you look, how you sound. But conversation is about the other person.
So I need to stop looking in the mirror and start looking at the person I'm talking to.
Exactly. The perfection trap is selfish. Breaking out of it is generous because you're sharing your thoughts, even if they're messy.
Okay, I am starting to see the picture. But Anna, this is where I get confused. Isn't accuracy the same thing as communication? I mean, if I'm not accurate, how can I communicate? If my grammar is messy, won't people misunderstand me?
That is the million-dollar question, Mike, and the answer is no. Accuracy and communication are two very different things. They're cousins, maybe, but they're not twins.
Can you break that down for me?
Sure. Accuracy is academic. It's about following the strict laws of the language, verb tenses, prepositions, word order. It's about passing a test. Communication, on the other hand, is pragmatic. It's about transferring an idea from my brain to your brain.
Okay, so one is about rules, the other is about meaning.
Exactly. Let's try a little experiment. I'm going to say a sentence with terrible grammar. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Yesterday, I buy pizza and I eat it with friend.
Ooh, okay. My grammar brain hurts hearing that. You should have said yesterday I bought a pizza and ate it with a friend.
You are absolutely right, Mike. My sentence scored a 0 for accuracy. It was a grammatical disaster. But did you understand what happened?
Yes, I know you got pizza yesterday and you weren't alone.
So did the message travel from my brain to yours successfully?
It did. The image in my head is clear.
Then the communication was 100% successful, even though the accuracy was maybe only 50%. This is what you need to realize. You can have perfect communication with imperfect grammar.
That is actually really freeing. I always assumed if the grammar was broken, the message was broken.
Think of it like a delivery truck, Mike. The language is just the truck. The message is the package inside. If the truck is ugly, dirty, and has a dent in the side, but it delivers the package to your front door on time, are you happy?
I guess so. I got my package. That's what matters.
Exactly. But most students are so busy trying to polish the truck, painting it and fixing the engine, that they never actually drive it out of the garage to deliver the package. They have a shiny, perfect truck, but it's empty.
Wow. I am definitely the guy polishing the truck in the garage. I'm so worried about the truck looking good that I forget I'm supposed to be delivering a message.
Precisely. Shift your focus. Prioritize the package. If the truck is a little bumpy, don't worry. As long as the other person gets the message, you have done your job as an English speaker.
I understand the concept of the delivery truck, Anna. It makes sense. But I still have this nagging voice in my head. I compare myself to native speakers. When I hear them talk on TV or in movies, they just sound so flawless.
Flawless? Oh, Mike, that is the biggest myth in language learning. You are comparing your internal struggle to their external highlight reel.
But they are born with the language. Surely they don't make grammar mistakes.
Mike, let me tell you a secret that might shock you. Native English speakers break grammar rules all the time, constantly, every single day.
No way. You were just saying that to make me feel better.
I am serious. If you took a red pen to a casual conversation between two Americans or two British people, the page would be full of red ink. We use incomplete sentences. We mix up who and whom. We use adjectives when we should use adverbs.
Really? Can you give me an example? Because in school, my teacher was very strict.
Okay, here is a classic one. Imagine a native speaker is looking at a crowd. They might point and say, "Look, there's a lot of people here today."
There's a lot of people. Wait, people is plural, so it should be there are a lot of people, right?
Grammatically, yes. There are matches the plural people, but in casual, fast speech, almost everyone says there's.
There's two cars, there's many reasons. It is technically wrong, but it sounds completely natural to us.
Wow. If I said that on an exam, I would lose points.
Exactly. And that's the difference. You're learning textbook English, but native speakers speak real-world English. Real-world English is messy. It cuts corners.
So I'm over here stressing out, trying to be perfect, while the people who actually own the language aren't even following their own rules?
That is exactly what is happening. You're holding yourself to a standard that even I don't hold myself to in casual conversation. You're trying to be more native than the natives.
That is ridiculous when you say it out loud. I feel like I've been training for a formal debate, but everyone else is just having a casual chat at a coffee shop.
That is a perfect analogy. When native speakers talk, we prioritize flow and speed over rules. If we stop to correct every tiny grammar point, we sound robotic, we sound stiff.
So sometimes being too grammatically correct can actually make me sound weird?
Yes, if you speak like a 19th century grammar book, you will sound unnatural. It creates distance. Sometimes breaking the rule is actually the more native thing to do.
This really takes the pressure off. I don't need to be a grammar robot. I just need to sound human.
Exactly. Humans make mistakes. Humans take shortcuts. Embrace the imperfection, Mike. It actually makes you sound more authentic. We have talked about confidence and connection. Now, let's talk about something technical: speed. This is the third big reason why you must stop obsessing over grammar.
Speed? You mean speaking faster, because I definitely have a problem with that. I feel like my mouth is always 5 seconds behind my brain.
It isn't just about talking fast, Mike. It is about fluency. When you obsess over grammar, you create a traffic jam in your head. We call this the translate in head delay.
I know that feeling intimately. It's like a buffering wheel on a YouTube video. The conversation is loading, loading, loading.
That is a perfect description, buffering. And why are you buffering? Because you are treating English like a math equation.
A math equation?
Yes, instead of just speaking, you're solving a puzzle. Someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" and your brain goes into calculation mode.
It really does. I think, okay, weekend is past tense, so I need the past form of go. Is it goed? No, it's went. Do I need to after went? Yes. Okay, now assemble the sentence. I went to the park. By the time I have calculated that, the other person is already looking at their watch.
Exactly. You are running a complex mental program for every single sentence. Step 1, think of the idea in your native language. Step 2, translate word for word into English. Step 3, check the grammar rules. Step 4, finally speak. That process takes too much time.
It is exhausting, Anna. After 10 minutes of speaking English, I feel like I just ran a marathon. My brain is tired.
That is because you're doing triple the work. A fluent speaker skips the middle steps. They go straight from idea to speech. No translation, no grammar check.
But that sounds scary. If I don't check, won't I say nonsense?
You might make a mistake, yes, but you will be fluent. Fluency isn't about being perfect, it is about the flow. Imagine a river. If you put a dam every 10 meters to check the water quality, the river stops flowing. It becomes a stagnant pond.
Wow, I am definitely a stagnant pond right now. I'm so busy checking the water quality that nothing is moving.
To speak fluently, you have to break the dam. You have to trust your brain to do the work without your conscious supervision. You have to accept that fast and messy is often better than slow and perfect.
Fast and messy. That goes against everything I learned in school.
School taught you to pass exams. I am teaching you to survive in a conversation. In the real world, the translate in head delay makes you sound robotic. It kills the energy of the chat.
You're right. I want to sound like a human, not a buffering video. I need to stop calculating and start flowing. Okay, Anna, I'm with you. I want to stop the buffering. I want to stop the stress. But I have a really big worry.
What is that, Mike?
If I stop studying grammar rules, won't my English stay bad forever? I mean, how will I ever improve if I don't sit down and memorize the structure of the future perfect continuous?
That is a valid question, but let me ask you, how did you learn your native language? Did you study a grammar textbook when you were 2 years old?
No, of course not. I was a baby. I couldn't even read.
Exactly. You didn't study the language, you absorbed it. You listened to your parents, your cartoons, your friends. You heard the same patterns thousands of times until they just stuck.
So you were saying I should learn English like a baby?
In a way, yes. This is what we call natural acquisition. It is very different from academic learning. When you learn naturally, you don't memorize the rule, you develop a gut feeling.
A gut feeling.
Yes, when a native speaker corrects you, they usually don't say, "Oh, Mike, you violated Rule 4, Section B." They just say, "That sounds weird."
That sounds weird. I have heard that before.
That is because they rely on their intuition, not a rule book. They know what sounds right because they have heard it correct a million times. You need to build that same intuition.
Okay, so how do I build that intuition without a textbook?
By flooding your brain with input, listening and reading.
Just listening?
Yes, but not just listening to boring grammar drills. Listen to stories, podcasts, YouTube videos, things you actually enjoy. When you listen to a lot of English, your brain secretly starts to recognize patterns.
Wait, so my brain does the work for me without me trying?
Exactly. Your brain is an amazing pattern recognition machine. If you hear "I have been," "she has been," "we have been" enough times in stories, your brain will naturally learn the pattern. You won't need to memorize subject plus have or has plus past participle. You'll just say it because it feels right.
That sounds so much more enjoyable than staring at a verb chart.
It is. When you study grammar rules, you're learning about the language. When you consume stories and content, you're living in the language.
So the more I listen, the better my grammar becomes automatically.
Yes, it takes time, of course. It doesn't happen overnight, but it sticks. Grammar rules that you memorize usually fade away when you get nervous, but grammar that you feel stays with you forever.
I like this approach. It feels less like homework and more like entertainment.
That's the secret, Mike. If you enjoy the process, you'll do it more. And the more you do it, the better your grammar becomes without you ever stressing over a rule book. So, Mike, we have talked about the trap, the delay, and the natural way to learn. Now the big question is, are you ready to actually change how you speak?
I am ready, Anna, but I know myself. Old habits die hard. What exactly should I do the next time I am in a conversation and I feel that grammar panic starting?
It is valid to be nervous, but I have 3 practical steps for you to use immediately. The first step is shift your focus.
Shift it to where?
Shift it away from yourself and onto the other person. When we obsess over grammar, we're being self-conscious. We're looking inward. I want you to look outward. Look at the person's face. Are they nodding? Are they smiling? Are they reacting?
So stop checking the textbook in my brain and start checking the connection in the room?
Exactly. If they are nodding, you are doing a great job, no matter what your grammar is doing.
Okay, I can do that. Look outward. What is step 2?
Step 2 is the no apology rule.
Oh, this one is going to be tough. I apologize constantly. I always say, sorry, my English is terrible.
You have to stop that, Mike. When you apologize, you are highlighting your mistakes. You're telling the other person, hey, focus on my bad grammar.
That is true. I am drawing attention to the exact thing I want to hide.
Exactly. Plus, it kills the vibe of the conversation. So if you make a mistake, even a big one, just keep going. Do not stop. Do not say sorry. Just correct yourself quickly if you have to and move on.
Fake it till you make it?
It is not faking it, it's prioritizing the flow. And finally, step 3, redefine success.
Redefine it how?
Right now, you think a successful conversation is one where you make 0 mistakes. That's an impossible standard.
That is definitely how I judge myself. If I mess up, I feel like I failed.
I want you to change the scorecard. After a conversation, ask yourself only one question. Did we understand each other?
And if the answer is yes,
Then you won. You succeeded, even if you used the wrong verb tense 5 times. If the meaning was shared, you are a successful English speaker.
bingo, you're getting it, Mike. Grammar is just the vehicle. Connection is the destination. Don't let a flat tire stop you from getting there.
Thank you so much, Anna. I have to say, I feel like a heavy weight has been lifted off my shoulders. For years, I thought my mistakes were failures. Now I realize they're just part of the journey.
I am so happy to hear that, Mike. That is the most important lesson of all. English is not a test you have to pass. It's a bridge to connect with the world. Don't be afraid to walk across it just because your steps aren't perfect.
I'm going to cross that bridge, and I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to be okay with it.
That is the spirit. And to everyone watching at home, we know that changing your mindset is hard. It takes courage, but you are not doing this alone. You have Mike, you have me, and you have this amazing community of learners right here.
Exactly. We are all in this squad together. So if this video helped you feel a little more confident today, please do us a huge favor. Hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this message is important, and it helps other learners find us.
And we want to hear from you. In the comments below, I want you to answer one question. What is the one grammar rule that stresses you out the most? Let's talk about it in the comments and help each other out.
Oh, I bet there will be a lot of comments about the present perfect. I can't wait to read them. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a lesson with Anna.
Thank you for spending your time with us today. Remember, stop obsessing, start connecting, and just speak.
See you in the next video, everyone. Bye.
Bye.